Only those who attempt the absurd will achieve the impossible. I think it's in my basement. Let me go upstairs and check. I don't do drugs. My dreams are frightening enough.
I'm not an artist. I'm a mathematician.
We all know the famous artist of the lowlands, the faces who made the Netherlands so highly looked upon for the art like Escher or the Nachtwacht, Rembrandt and Vermeer of course. But we always seem to forget someone, an artist who inspired many artists, architects, film producers and even mathematicians. A rule breaker, and is an artist almost obsessed by the thought of infinity. An artist who made magic happen and tricked your brain. So how did he become one of the most recognizable, most famous artists of all time, and making some of the most complex art, all without a mathematical education? An impossible act, you may say. Not for Maurits Cornelius Escher. We all recognize his art, yet no one knows the face behind this marvelous art. The face who grew up in modest Leeuwarden in the beginning of the 20th century. The youngest son of a civil engineer. The one who left Leeuwarden and Friesland with his family because there was no university, no art academy, nothing that this boy was looking for. He himself wanted to become an artist, although he never really got good grades for drawing or anything at all, to be honest. He didn't want to become an architect like his parents wanted him to. He saw the path of becoming a graphic artist, even though he was in lack of draw skills. This shows that this decision was worth the risk. His courage, his perseverance did pay off, but it took him a long 30 years of hard work. Het Oog, one of Escher's most famous artwork. You see a skull in the eye of Het Oog. It's a mezzotint, and this shows, together with one of his early work, Never Think Before You Begin, shows what a risky path he took when he made the decision to become a graphic artist. In the artwork Never Think Before You Begin, it shows a figure who carrying a dim light across a dangerous mountain path. This artwork is a perfect analogy of his decision to make a living as a graphic artist. The path was a risky path, just like the mountain path, but art was his passion. This is the way he chose. It took him 30 years to become the artist he is now. 30 years of struggling on making the most complex, most beautiful art. And the artwork Het Oog shows that he was looking into the eyes of the devil, or death as some people may see it. And this was also looking fear into the eye. But he faced his fears and he just went, but he just sought after his passion. 30 years to stand on his own 2 feet financially without the money of his wealthy parents. The amazing thing about Escher is that he represents the perfect coming together of mathematics and art. These are two different worlds, but in his work, they are brought together as one. The most remarkable thing about Escher's fascination by mathematics and his fascination by infinity was that at the time there were no computers or laptops or any other programs which he could use. He did it all by hand. And what was even more remarkable, that in all his work you see his mathematics skills. Yet he didn't have a formal education in mathematics. As you can see here, he uses the word metamorphose. Metamorphose is one of the biggest fascinations of Escher, aside of infinity and mathematics. In this artwork, you also can see every piece of the artwork metamorphoses, or uses metaphor, in another shape. As you can see here, the birds go into fish, and the fish become bees. And he did this all just by his fascination of metamorphose, infinity, and also his fascination in the works of nature, like bees, reptiles, and fish. In this artwork, Escher examines the thought of infinity. He halves the reptiles each by each, and theoretically and mathematically correct, this would mean that the reptiles would go on forever and forever. Of course, on paper, this cannot be, because he cannot be that precise. But theoretically, it would go on in infinity. Escher was here and in many other artworks inspired by the mosaic tiles of it in Italy and in Spain. As contradiction, you might say that Escher didn't deserve all the admiration he got from mathematicians, or that he wasn't allowed to call himself a mathematician because he didn't have a formal education. But in his defense, I will say that if one person could do this all without an education, all on his own, and all based on his own perseverance and all his passion, and to get the recognition he gets now, and to get so many people to be inspired by him, don't you think that he must have done something right? Or you also might say, as contradiction, that it was because of his wealthy parents that he was able to do and experiment with his art and live without a job that paid the bills. Well, I must say I agree with you, but I also think that we all get opportunities and chances in our life, and that it is our task and responsibility to take those chances and do something with it. And I do think that Escher did something with his chance, and that he took his chance. So I must say he did something right. Maurits Cornelius Escher. To me, he symbolizes courage, determination, intelligence, wisdom, humor, and perseverance, and so much more. An artist who was obsessed by the thought of infinity. An artist who deserves the recognition and the title of the most famous person. So let's give him our forever, our infinity. Thank you.